Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the CometCast here. I'm your host, Michael Fisk, and today we have a special guest. If you wouldn't mind introducing yourself with your name, where you're from, and what sport you play at Olivet.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Mike. My name is Ben Compton. I'm from Rochester Hills, Michigan, originally, and I'm at Olivet. I'm playing baseball.
How did you get into playing baseball?
So my parents have always told me that I could throw a ball and catch a ball before I could walk or talk. So I think they kind of enrolled me in t-ball. My parents were pretty open about sports. They didn't force me to play or not to play something. Um, and they kind of enrolled me in a bunch of different sports, baseball, basketball, and football specifically. And baseball and basketball really sticked, but obviously baseball specifically.
So what are some of your favorite memories when it comes to the sport of baseball?
That's a tough question because there's a lot. I think definitely high school baseball, junior and senior year is just probably the one that sticks out the most. It's also more fresh than a lot of the memories because it was more recent. But junior and senior year, we won back-to-back regional championships. We were a pretty good baseball team, and just memories with those guys, like going on those runs in the playoffs, like that's not something I'll ever forget. Like just loving those guys, being willing to do whatever you could or you could possibly do to help those guys win and to help yourself win. It was just everyone just wanted to win. They were working towards a task at hand. There was no selfishness on that team. It was pretty fun to watch.
So so you guys made it to the quarters? Did you guys ever make it farther than that?
Yeah, no, actually, my junior year, we ran into a pitcher who almost threw a no-hitter against us. He's a pretty good collegiate pitcher. I'll probably get drafted coming up. We played Heartland my junior year, and then my senior year we played Northville. And Northville was not a better baseball team than us. We just didn't play great that day. We made a decent amount of errors in the field. We kind of beat ourselves. They didn't really beat us. We beat us, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. But either way, I mean, I think we were 39-10 that year, or 41-10. So we were an excellent baseball team. We won a lot of baseball games, and we loved playing with each other. And that was the best part about it.
So you have any, besides like making it to the quarters, do you have any like cool stories that happened on that team that you'd like to share?
Yeah, sure. So kind of a good example from that team, in the regional finals, my junior year, we played I went to Rochester High School, and our biggest rival was Rochester Adams. They're in our city too. We played them in the regional final. For some reason, they weren't in our district. They went to a different district to play districts, and then we met them in the regional final, and they went up on us 7-1, and then we took the lead in the sixth inning, in the bottom of the sixth, 8-7, and then they took the lead 9-8 in the top of the seventh, and then we scored 4 in the bottom of the seventh to win 12-9. And that was just one of the craziest baseball games that I've ever played, like back and forth like that. It was pretty ridiculous, and it was awesome.
All right. So first question, favorite food?
Hamburger.
Favorite restaurant?
Morningstar Cafe in Grand Haven, Michigan.
Favorite sport outside of yours?
Basketball.
Favorite color?
Blue.
Favorite vacation you've been on?
Lake Tahoe in California.
If you could go anywhere in the world, where would you go?
Pass.
Favorite beverage?
Coke.
Favorite season?
Summer.
Dream car?
67 Impala.
Favorite TV show?
Supernatural.
Favorite movie?
Pass.
Do you have any hidden talents?
Yes, I can flip my hat from my foot onto my head.
We're going to have to see that once the segment's over. Favorite music genre?
Rap.
Favorite artist?
Meek Mill.
What's a song you have completely memorized?
Forever by Drake and Kanye. I know the entire Eminem verse too, and he raps really fast.
Biggest pet peeve.
When people say supposedly with a B,
If you won the lottery, what would you do? Or what would you buy first?
67 Impala.
Favorite animal?
Dogs.
So that is the next one. Dogs or cats?
Dogs. I like cats though.
If you could go anywhere in the world, where would you go?
Italy.
And then the other one was favorite movie.
Oof. That's so tough. I can't think of it off the top of my head. We'll
Top
go
three.
with
We can give you a top three
top
if
three.
that helps.
21 Jump Street, Step Brothers, and Pearl Harbor. I love that movie.
We do got to see the hat flip though.
Like it's on my foot like this, right?
Yep.
And then I can flip it like from my foot to my head.
Nice. I think we got the best of the camera situation there. So
Too funny. Let's see. Speaking of movies, I do love all types of movies. I don't know. I really like watching movies, whether it be actions, dramas, mysteries, kind of everything. So I guess movie watching would be one of my hobbies, as well as outside of sports in general. I guess it's pretty tough because my entire life is pretty much based around sports. But let's see. I do like boating, whether that's tubing, wakeboarding, stuff like that. Also, I really like grilling. Steaks, burgers, hot dogs, chicken.
I got that vibe. The one time I was helping Jake with the video production, you guys were grilling out.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I have my grill up at school. My grandpa actually gave me that grill. It was his. He was like, I don't even really use it. And I was like, oh, sweet. So yeah, my dad brought it up in his truck, and I think I've gone through 2 propane tanks this semester just with that grill. Yeah, I've been going crazy.
Grinding. I'm sure your roommates weren't that mad.
Oh yeah. What's that?
I said, I'm sure your roommates weren't that mad.
No, they weren't, because they benefited from it. Oh yeah.
And then, so boating, you said, so do you not, do you live that far from a lake is what I was trying to ask.
So yeah, and so in Rochester, there's no lakes, but we keep my boat up at my cottage, which is in Spring Lake. It's in the west side of the state, like Grand Haven area. So it's on what's called Spring Lake, and that actually connects to Lake Michigan. But we don't usually take it out on Lake Michigan because it's pretty choppy. We just have like a 23-foot speedboat, like just like a normal size boat, and we just the lake is big enough to take it around here. So I pretty much boat on Spring Lake specifically, but it's a really fun time, really good summer activity.
When you and your friends are hanging out, what do you guys normally do?
Back home?
It can be at Olivet or back home. It can be either.
We golf a lot in the summer.
So what are some inspirations that you have? Like what inspires you to kind of get through your day?
Fun fact about me, when I was like younger, like in high school, my freshman year, I think I was 4'11" or 5 foot. And I didn't like it. It took me a while to hit like my growth spurt, you know? And like even in high school, yeah, I was probably 5'10", 5'11", like I am right now. But I was like 150 pounds on the dot. So like it just took me a while to kind of fill out. And so like I've always been like the smallest kid or the smaller kid. And people don't really look at that person and ask like, oh, where's he going to play college ball? Or oh, what's he doing after college? You know, because I wasn't big. I didn't put the ball over the fence. I wasn't, you know, so I wasn't like that. And there's a lot of kids in my team that were like that. I think we had 8 kids play college baseball off of my team my senior year. Um, so that just kind of honestly, like, yeah, you can sit around and feel sorry for yourself, but that like pushed me the other way. Um, like I like proving to people that it doesn't really matter. Like I don't know if you know who Marcus Stroman is, Fisk. He's a
Yep.
pitcher for. Honestly, I don't even know who he pitches for now. He's switched teams a few times. I think it's the Mets.
He was with the Blue Jays for the longest period of time.
Yes,
Yeah.
but now
Okay.
I think he's with the Mets. He has his little tattoo and his slogan, "Height doesn't measure heart," and that's the truth because he's not a very big guy either. So he's just kind of like I guess you could say Marcus Stroman inspires me, but just like guys like that. And I know he's a cheater, so not him as much, but Jose Altuve, guys like that, like just Isaiah Thomas in the NBA, like guys like that who basically like who were never the biggest, who were never the fastest, but still made a name for themselves, still proved to be a solid athlete. And I think just like having that, it humbled me, when I was growing up. So I think that really helped me work harder and push towards my goals.
What drew you to Olivet College? Was there something like outside of baseball that drew you there?
Yes, I want to say yes and no. So yes, because I went through and I liked that it was not super far away from my home. It's only like an hour and a half, hour 40, as well as um, it was close to Michigan State, and that's where most of my friends were going. So I was like, if it's like what 35 minutes from Michigan State. So if I ever wanted to go see one of them, it was pretty easy to make that happen. And I just liked the location, and then I also liked how it was. Honestly, I liked the simplicity of it, if that makes sense. Like there wasn't a lot to it, but they didn't try to oversell it. Like on my visit, they told us like they told me what was there. They told me what they had to offer. They told me that I would have professors that were willing to help me at all times. And it just kind of really, I just really, I don't know, something about it combined with me having the opportunity to play as a freshman, like both of those things, I was just like, yeah, I think this is the place for me.
And so, what do you like it about Olivet College the most?
But Olivet College, I think it's that it's so small. I didn't know if I was going to like that because I think what does Olivet have? 1,100 kids, something like that,
Yeah, and it's
somewhere
even
around there.
smaller when you guys aren't on campus. So,
Exactly. So, um, my high school had like 1,800 or 1,700. So like my high school was bigger than my college, but it's I didn't know how it was kind of like a culture shock almost for me to go to like a small town, everybody knows everybody type of feel, and I didn't know how I was gonna like react to that. But I actually, it took me a few months, maybe even my whole first year, but I really like once you get used to it, like I really enjoy it, and I actually prefer it now. Um, I just feel comfortable all the time, and I think that's what it is at Olivet. Like I feel comfortable. I never feel lost. I feel at home at Olivet. And I think that's my favorite part about it.
favorite Olivet College memory?
I would say honestly, so my freshman year, after the season or after school is done, and then it kind of gets warm near that April May mark. Um, we would go to Ship 510, Shippard 510. It's kind of next to the KC. It's a house. We were friends with a lot of the wrestlers that lived in there, and we would just hang out outside and listen to country music from like noon to 7:30, and it was just like it was a really cool feeling because we had like it was during that ILT period, um, and it was just like kind of a good, relaxing like just spend some time with the guys, like hang out, throw the football around, play can jam, play cornhole. It was just kind of hanging out outside all day. Number one, it made me feel like a kid again. Um, but number two, it was just like for the first time in my life, I wasn't like thinking about what test I had coming up or like what I had to do, what time I had to be at the baseball field at college. So it was just like a time to chill, to hang out, to relax, really just to get to know my teammates and the people that were there. And so we did that like for a few times my freshman year, and it was really just nice. And I cherish those memories just because, like I said, there hasn't been a lot of times that I haven't been able to just stop and chill and not think about baseball or school.
And then so back on track here. So what are your plans after graduation?
Yeah, so I have a few pathways that I'm considering. I haven't necessarily narrowed it down yet. But so I'm a senior here, but I'm going to take a fifth year, and I'll be able to play baseball next year. With that fifth year, I have enough eligibility. Um, but I think so. I can either graduate and apply for an insurance job, which I have a company that I really want to work for in Chicago that I've been talking to. Um, I can do that, and that would be a great pathway if it comes down to it. I'd be very happy with that. Then I'm considering grad school um, to either get my MBA in business management or um, I'm potentially even looking at going to or going to law school for contract law, like not like a lawyer, like taking the bar, like going to studying business law almost. Um, and then looking to try to be a sports agent.
I was just
Moving out
about
to
to ask if
California.
that's what the path you were going to take was.
Yep, that's exactly what it is. Just because I know I want to work in sports in some aspects. I've been in sports for 20 years of the 22 that I've been on this planet. So like I can't see myself. I don't feel natural if I don't have sports involved in what I do every day. So I really want to work with something along those lines.
I think being a sports agent would be so much fun, getting to deal with like contracts, or like if it's like I'm going to use an example, but like a primetime athlete, having to work with them for like their sponsorship
Oh yeah.
contracts. I think
Oh
that
yeah.
would be so much fun.
Just have Donovan Mitchell at your house, like talking about shoe deals, shoe
Yeah.
announcements. Like, come on. Like that would be incredible. But just like obviously there's a lot more that goes into a lot of those that like we're just scratching the surface with those. But either way, like I'm willing to do the stuff that goes into that because of how rewarding they are. And like I said, getting to work in sports, whether it's tough or not as tough or long days or not, if I'm working with sports, like I'm happy.
And so that's all I've got for you. I hope it wasn't too difficult for you on the other end.
No, you didn't grill me too hard.
I made you stand up to flip the hat on top of
You
your
did.
head, but
You did it. I was a little nervous there that I wasn't getting it first try. You put me on the spot there. But other than that.
So I want to thank you for being on here with Michael Fisk and Ben Compton. I just want to thank you guys for listening to the CometCast and tune in to the next episode. And as always, go Comets.
Thanks, Mike.